Hey, all you FOMO sapiens, welcome to PreMarket Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin with you. What has been a pretty interesting day, Joe. Joel just described it as a sit on hands kind of a day. That kind of thing is expected when you get when you're have a Fed day, basically. And the Fed is the dominant story today. Jerome Powell coming out and saying that they are not even thinking about raising rates. Zero interest rates until at least 2022. Going to keep on expanding that balance sheet. Nothing really a surprise. He's been pretty, I think, harshly realistic in his assessment of the economy. How a large group of the population will just never recover from this, just like people didn't recover from 08, 09. But I don't know if he's still speaking. I was watching for a while and then I kind of stopped. So I think I hope he's done by now. But
No, no, they got Mohammed Al Aryan
okay,
commenting now. Well, first of all, Spencer, if you
yeah,
keep using that term "Homo sapien," then Bill Santiago, the comedian we have on the show, he's going to call us up and he's going to want infringement benefits
he's gonna
from
want
that.
royalties. All right,
Yeah, he's going to want royalties
all
from
right,
using that. Was a great statement. We've been all over the map
we have
today,
been.
and this is typical of a Fed day, right? People making judgments based on what he's saying. Algo's interpreting what he is interpreting what he's saying. Really nothing new and nothing that I didn't say what we thought he would do a couple days ago. Uh, Interest rates not going up, but also you have the combination of a Fed day and then you have the rollover in the futures contracts. So as you have the volume spreading over between the June and the SEP, with the SEP being the front month contract tomorrow, it creates these little pockets, vacuums, and that's what you see today. You see a lot of up and down and all around, but we did take out the pre-market high, 32.27 and a quarter. That's one tick off the high close of the rebound. So you got a big area up there, 32.30. That's what we need to clear this week and also during expiration for another leg higher, get up to that 3,300 area. But definitely a wall forming there today. On the downside, we did get to that support at 31.90, but we just only got a few points below Monday's low, 31.83 and a quarter. We got to 79.75. Nice rebound here. So I think that unchanged today, that close from yesterday and that close today, I think are going to be very, very important to see, the next move for the markets. Crude, big range in crude, trying to get over that $40 level again. $2 range, up 34 cents at 39.28. Gold in the market, we're moving together until that Fed meeting, and now gold's kind of taken off, up $21.30 at 17.36. Silver, that's in the green by 54 cents, having a real strong day, up at 18,335. And Bitcoin did sneak over 10,000. 10,130 is the high, but might not get a close. Well, Bitcoin really never closes. Up $135 at 9,940. So there's a breakdown of the big boys.
All
And
right.
the TLT is up. Yeah, you're right. I mean, interest rates, when he said that they're not going up to 2022, he could have said 2032 for all that matters. I mean,
That's
rates aren't going anywhere
That,
for a
that's a
long
long ways
time.
away. Yeah. First reaction or first place you would look obviously is the TLT and the banks, and you're seeing a reaction in that. Banks are all down. Bank of America's down like 5% today. Wells Fargo's down like 8%. JP Morgan's down 3%. So banks are reacting as you'd expect they would. That's the first place you want to look anytime you get an interest rate announcement, one way or the other. Lower rates, obviously, not as good for banks over time. So financials all week, and this is a direct result of what the Fed said today. Unlike yesterday, yesterday was a FANG rally and not much else as far as the S&P 500 was concerned. A little more of a broad-based rally today, particularly in tech. FANG is up again, but also names like Nvidia, Salesforce, ServiceNow, all up today, and a lot of the stay-at-home trades. Zoom is up today.
Yeah. Yep.
Teladoc is up today. So Shopify not really participating as much, but Tesla's up huge. Let's talk about Tesla here, Joel. Tesla finally got over the hump, and I was talking to Mitch Hodge in the chat earlier, and I said one of my biggest challenges and is just acting on things, right? It's taking the time to actually do something and not just think about it. Because I thought to myself 2 weeks ago that Tesla's probably heading for $1,000.
Yep.
I should probably buy a little bit. Never did.
And there it is.
And here it is.
Yeah, what, a couple months after CEO says it's overvalued here. It
Not even like a couple weeks.
a couple weeks ago. Strong momentum cleared that 1,000. Got to 1,026.42. I mean, there's just no resistance in this thing, right? You've broken up over 1,000. Pretty good volume today. S&Ps are losing a little bit of altitude here. I was hoping to see if we'd be closer to unchanged today, but we have just turned 10 points, 11 points away from that closing price here. So I think the overall verdict here on Mr. Powell is going to be he's kind of ruining our parade here in the markets. We had I mentioned that high close for the rebound, 27.75. We hit that in the pre-market, haven't hit that today, but not the kind of close you want to see here on a Fed day. But Tesla, the only way you can really play that thing is if you buy a little odd lot, because the options are so ridiculously priced. Even if you would have bought some options out of the money at that time, depends on the way they move. So really the only way to play that stock is, I know you can't quite afford 1,000 shares, so even 100 shares is not cheap. So trade it with an odd lot and hope for the best. But I'd keep, if you're following it today, break clearing that century mark. Was there news on it today, or just
Elon Musk did say something. I think it was Reuters who reported about that they're going to get their trucks out on the road. I think in reaction to the move and the press that Nikola is getting.
Oh,
But
how's that doing today, NKLA?
I'm glad you went there, Joel, because not great.
Well, they don't make things are getting killed. And what is it, NKLA?
Yeah.
Maybe I borrowed my quote provider from letting me bringing up quotes on it so I don't get in trouble in it. Yeah, it's down. It had that big run continuation move. Ended up, when you have those lower opens, and this is just something, just a little trick is, you have the all-time closing high on something, 79.73, then you get a lower open that next day. You want to see it clear the close. You want to see it go green. And the reason is that whoever's in that thing and took it home long and looking for the century mark, they're marked. Their P&L is going to be red when it's below 79.73. It'll be flat when it's at 79.73, and never got there. Lower open, pop 77, didn't get there. Boom. Today's low. It looks like it's got some more work to do on the downside. You're working on that big old green bar from Monday. S&P's trying to get back over 3,200, now down only 9 points.
All right. I want to get to some tickers here from the chat.
Sure.
Because today's a pretty straightforward. I mean, for a Fed day, it's pretty straightforward. Tech is hot, and not much else is. I guess healthcare is doing okay.
Well, the big boys are hot, and then that's why it's just so hot. My penchant for shorting this market. I look at Microsoft breaking up 7.5 bucks, $197.48. Apple up nearly over $9, breaking out again. Amazon, just no resistance, up 15.114. Google up 13 at 14.69. Facebook, the other leader in there, down a buck here. But we're getting some big prints around here. This is going to be an interesting close. But what stocks do you want to cover from the chat?
Let's cover here. Well, Microsoft was on there. Somebody else wants.
What's there to say about Microsoft? $200 if you want to target. It broke out. Finally did. Someone was asking about it constantly.
Yeah.
Who was that? That was Alan Varaga. I don't know if he's around here. You had that all-time high at 190.70, right? And you cleared that. Boom. I think you opened up. You opened above that area. Yesterday's high was 190.70. Gave you a gap. Shorts throw in the towel, and it's just been up all day. So maybe 200 target in that one.
Yeah. Let's look at Roku here. This is one that I could be interested in this. I could be into this.
You could be in Roku. This is the kind of day that you want to see for if you're a Roku. Wow, got down to $100, 100.19, and you just kind of been creeping up, having a good day today. Taking out that 115.17, that was the high. Only got the 116.28. This is banging on the roof. You get a little bit of an upgrade or something, and you get this thing going back. It looks like they've put a stop to the selling here. Good day for it. I don't know. Is this a COVID stock, non-COVID stock? I mean,
Yeah, you could make a case for it being like a COVID
it's just
play stock.
I want to cut the cord too. I'm gonna have to have you. I'm gonna get rid of my
Well,
Comcast,
you
and then.
can't cut the cord because you need sports and Michigan football, and
But
so
can't you come over and figure out like Roku and all this stuff for me so I
yeah,
have my
I have
internet?
I have a Roku. Yeah, I can. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll
Okay,
come over. I'll come over and help you out.
because I know I won't be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell you in the Microsoft. Maybe just or I'm sorry, we were talking about Roku. I kind of like it. I like a potential breakout here. I'd like to see it. I see the 115.17 was yesterday's high. I think really what it gets the shorts running on this thing. Get a close above that high from yesterday. You kind of hit that high, went above it, and kind of pulled back. Looks like you're going to get a double close here. 113.25. That was the close from yesterday. 113.72. So Roku has some potential.
Let's look at Ford. We're being asked about Ford here.
Yeah, that kind of the Robin Hood trade might be over here, folks.
Is that what we're calling it? I guess so.
I mean, come on. If you want to do the standard deviations for Ford going from $596 on June 2nd up to 774 on Monday, I mean that's about 3-4 months worth of movement in Ford,
Yeah.
and you had that big gap up and just profit taking coming there. There's always big volume in this one. But coming down to fill the gap, let's see, we got to get down to 658. So after that kind of running forward, a big gap up. I mean, I did read that they're getting back to, full operations. But you just got to let the dust settle. There was a big moving forward and could easily fill that gap at 658. Today's low 677. So if you're looking to pick up Ford on the cheap, look for that gap fill, maybe 658, 660.
A lot of big reversals today in a lot of these stocks that have been flying. Nikola, we mentioned,
Yeah.
Taubman Centers, the
It's
cruise lines, Norwegian, the Gap, the airlines. So a lot of big reversals.
Yeah, well, the airlines, we've been talking about that since last Friday. American Airlines, lower open, bounced off the 1592. We were talking about possible retracements in that area. So nice rebound for that, but still lower highs in that. Starbucks, we talked about that. Higher or lower open after the news. They knocked it down to that area of support to 78.50 level, trying to rebound here a little bit towards the close. Someone asked about work, and do I think work's out of the woods yet? No. The reason I don't think it's out of the woods yet is I like to see it in that gap area. I like to see it get above 33.60. And then you got that gap up to earnings day at 37.67. Buyers stepped up again. We talked about the pair lows at 30.52 and 30.55. Stepped up to 30.85 the next day. Today's low 31.33. So I really, you get some air above 33.60. So I don't think work is out of the woods yet.
Dennis, we give him credit when he's right, and we tell him when he's wrong. But he was right today on Lake.
L-A-K-E.
I
Yep.
don't I don't know if he did anything with it. I don't think
I
he did.
talked to him. He didn't pull the trigger on it.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
said he had it on his sheet, but he's working out of 40, 50, 60 positions and then, initiating new ones. That opened up 23.96, 23.99 high, sold off to 18.55. Pull up that daily chart
sure,
of Lake, and look at that day in March,
sure.
when it or I think it was actually February when it
This was
blasted off to
this was
28.
one of the first COVID stocks to blast off.
Yeah, yeah, and you gotta look at when they have those big days like that, opened up near the high, went down to 17 bucks, came back close 21 and change. When you see those kind of red candles like that, that means there's people saying, "Get me out." And there's a lot of people looking to get out. Obviously, they, didn't, the pre-market high was above that. But opened up near the high, and then boom, they had their good quarter. They're rewarded on the open, but a lot of liquidation in that stock. And who knows about tomorrow? I mean, you got a big area to fill the gap, 1853 down to yesterday's high at 1633.
All right, 350, almost 357 here. So about 3 minutes left in today's session.
Yeah.
Let's get to some more tickers from the chat. Got a few mentions of Zoom Info, which not much you can say about a recent IPO. There's not a lot of price history to go off of.
No,
I
it's
haven't
got
seen what it did today. Okay, so it's up.
reversal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still up
yeah.
though.
Yeah, it's unchanged now almost,
Yeah.
Spencer.
Okay, fine.
Uh I mean, no stocks are so hard. You had the big higher open, right? And then you run up to 64.40. Just absolutely impossible to try and pick a top in that one. I look at this 50 buck level for tomorrow. It's going to be very important. The close from yesterday 50 even, the low from today 50.10. So must absolutely hold 50 tomorrow. I think you get back. I mean, you're looking at the low on the IPO day at 32.10. So very important. ZI holding 50 bucks.
All right, let me go back to the chat. What else did I see there? A lot of tickers flying around. Let's look at
Not a good
EA.
close. Not a
Uh,
good close, folks.
Charles
Not
asked
a good close. Go
Charles
ahead.
Charles asking us to look at EA or Activision. Let's do EA.
EA. Nice. See, these are the COVID play. This is someone is thinking out there that this thing ain't over yet. Now, I know some of the statistics are going on, but things are Michigan later open, a little bit better start. But with this EA, the way it's acting, Teledoc up 8.10, Netflix up. It was up more. Zoom is up. I don't know. I don't have a great feeling on this. EA talked about this a few days ago. Finally cleared the resistance. Boy, this is 4 or 5 strong up days. Just cleared 123.14. This is a tough one, folks. I just keep an eye on that closing price for today, 124 or whatever it closes. That'd be a point in level. It's going to be near the high of the day. Big run here since 113.28. So the high and the close is going to be very important there for EA, but a really good strong day for that.
Not much in the way of earnings tonight. A real quiet earnings day. Just yeah, nothing really of note on the earnings front for after the close today. Some interesting names tomorrow. Lululemon's tomorrow, I believe, but nothing really on the earnings front as far as today is concerned, at least after the close. Let's do one more here, Joel. Got a couple seconds left in the session. Got
Sure.
30 seconds left here. Let's look at
Look
Verizon.
at Joe. Joe Missouri puts in 5 stocks in there. Oh my gosh, he wants us to work overtime here. Okay.
Actually, no. Here, let's do 5 below because this came up on the show this morning. They had earnings. They were good. They said they're going to
don't tell me what it did.
They said they're going to open 100 stores this year. Is what 5 below said.
This is what I think happened. I'm just closing my eyes and I haven't hit enter yet. I think it rallied up and sold off. Let's see what happened. Really? Let me see. Was I right or was I wrong?
Sell off is a bit of a strong word. It held up.
Let's see. it ran up and made a high. I mean, I would say that opened up 116.76, went to 118.95. That was right near the pre-market high too. I really think so. I think we talked about that 118 area on the show. Just let me double check on that to see, unless I don't want to be making things up again here. But
118.95. That was after the open.
that was after the open. But you had. Did you not get up to that area? Yeah,
Got the,
715 bracket. You got to 118.56.
I don't see that on my
I
chart.
do
All right.
at between 7 and 715.
Okay. If you
You
say
don't
it's there.
got it. You don't have it.
I don't have it on mine, but if you say it's there.
It's there. It's
All
there. I
right.
see it. I see it. I wish I could share my thing, my thing with you. I know I can, but we don't have time. Just real quick, folks. Just wrapping up the day. Not a good close here. Not a good close in any way whatsoever. Looked like we were going to be unchanged here, closing near the lows. Do I want to call the top of this? The top. I've done that several times and have been incorrect here, but not liking the price action here
Yeah.
on the close.
All right. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. That helps us with that mysterious YouTube algorithm. So that's it for us. Thanks to everyone who joined us for a free trial of Benzinga Pro. Click on the link in the description or copy and paste the link in the description of the video on YouTube. Joe and I will be back tomorrow with Dennis and a couple of guests. In the meantime, everyone have a great rest of your Wednesday. And wherever you are, stay safe.